Hey, so I'm going to go through what I'm taking. Oh, hang on, let me sit down. Yeah, oh my goodness, the chair's so cold. You have to excuse how dark it is in here at the moment because I'm not going to plug the electricity in just for popping in and getting my equipment for the walk. It'd be really time consuming. So what I have here is, this is a really precious little book, and I fill it with notes, spur of the moment thoughts, ideas, and I carry this around with me everywhere. So this will be for obviously thoughts, but I will touch more on it later. So it might be that it won't come out with me all the time. We'll just wait and see. But yeah, this is already I've started to fill it. It's going to have all thoughts and notes and ideas and things like that. I'm taking my art book with me. Gonna see how I get on with this. I would like more pages, but then I'm thinking it's quite inexpensive. It's not too bad. You've seen me working it before in one of my videos, and the paper quality is fantastic. So it really is perfect. So yeah, we'll just see how I get on with that. So this is going to be for my art marks. I will want to take with me also some scrap pieces of paper as well, which I will get out from one of my baskets under there. I'll be taking some post-it notes with me, a pen for free drawing. This is obviously, as you will probably know, it's a micron. Oh my goodness. Okay, you can hear all the, I don't know if that's, hang on, what is that? Seagulls or something. They're on my roof on the other side. It's either the jackdaws or a seagull. And yeah, so I've got the micron, which is waterproof. Oh, they're so noisy. And it's a 5. I need it to be quite thick because I found that on some bits of paper, they're like naughty children. On some paper, it's not thick enough. I need it, when I'm free drawing, I need it to be able to sort of not dry up, if that makes sense. This is a fantastic little pen I got from the range, sorry. And I might have to go back and get another one before it runs out because I just love how it writes. It's like a gel pen, but it's more biro than gel pen, if that makes sense. And I love how it writes in this and in my planner as well. So I'll be taking that with me for my writing. Now, what I really need to think about taking is, just for today, what art supply will I take? So for sketching, I will be doing free drawing with this. For sketching, I'll want to take with me, what pencil? I don't know about that one. I love the thought of a charcoal, so I might take that with me rather than a lump of charcoal. Just take a charcoal pencil, and then maybe this for the free drawing. What's that one there? God. Why have those birds decided to come out now of all times? It's so weird. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? That's a really silly question. Thing is, right, they're on the other side of my roof and I can't see what bird it is. We get loads of jackdaws here because we're so high up. Okay, I'm just going to pause this. Hang on. There's your culprits. 2 seagulls. You rarely get seagulls here, so it's really strange they've decided to appear this morning and interrupt my video. So weird. Right, back down to the shed. Okay, I'm gonna have to carry on filming because those seagulls just won't go away. Okay, right. So I want to take something with me that I can like rub on bark and things like that, you know, to get a mark. So lie the paper on top of something and use a pastel or something to create mark making that way. So I've got here my Payne's Grey pastel, and I'm also getting quite greedy. I'm taking more than really I think I should. I'm going to take this with me as well. It's a fantastic little book which come in a set of, or pack of 2, and it's from Arteza, and you can see how it's buckled slightly from where I've left it in the shed over winter, and it's got quite damp in here. I do obviously, as if you see my other videos, I do have insulation in here. It's just if I haven't worked in here for a couple of days and I've not had any heating on, it can get quite damp, which is why I tend not to leave too many books and journals and papers in here, which I don't want to get ruined. I'm not going to be taking any watercolours with me today. This is basically a test run. I'm taking more than I should anyway. So I'm not going to take any colours with me at the moment, but the other important thing, which you can't see, is what I'm filming through my camera, which I'll be using to take plenty of photos and videos as well. So I do have a bag which will be arriving hopefully within the next week or so for these trips, and without further ado, let's get outside and escape from the seagulls. So lucky that the weather is so beautiful today, absolutely gorgeous. Picked a good day for it, but that being said, I'll be out for quite a lot of days in the week, so who knows what kind of weather I'll experience. But just look at this, see those, there's so many on the trees at the moment. So yeah, this, I'm now coming away from the main road, and this leads me onto the edge of the moorlands, and it is an absolutely gorgeous walk, and one that I was really drawn towards. For ease, I was going to go somewhere else, but my intuition just kept prompting me to come this way, and I'm really lucky that I do have quite a lot of places I can go to. Just got to watch for cars behind me, but this place is steeped in history. I'm still researching a lot of it, but fortunately I have friends in the area who can fill me in. But look at that hill there. Now I know on the other side of that hill there are some steps, and there was a grand house here. I'm not sure what kind of house, but it was quite a big house, and the steps led to something of a terraced garden, I believe. So we'll walk around on the other side and I'll show you those. But there is so much to see. If you practice mindfulness somewhere like this, and you try not to worry about other people, other walkers, or just try and find a quieter area. If you start practicing mindfulness and your breathing techniques, just looking around you, taking it all in, get a feel for the land, let the land speak to you, and you can zoom in and focus in on all these little details here. So even though this wall is man-made and this would have been part of the garden, it's still texture and it still speaks, it's still stone, it's still natural. And then obviously you have the moss growing over it as well, and lichen. So I don't know how you pronounce it. People pronounce it different ways. So you can correct me, tell me how you say it. And just pay attention and allow the land to really speak to you. And even though there's so much history here, and I mean, I talk about history, I mean going back hundreds and thousands, you know, layers of history. Allow this place to speak to you as it stands now, and the wisdom to come through it. Be present in the now and let the land reveal itself and speak to you in the now, rather than coming to it with layers of with you know, you bringing the layers of history to the land. Just allow it to speak to you as is now. And it's really interesting because I know that we look around us and we see so much of this now is carved out by man, like the rhododendrons here, part of the gardens, that would have been planted possibly in the 1800s. In fact, I'll show you the steps just now. Here we go. So that you can see the beautiful view of the pond in a distance, or lake rather. And then you've got these beautiful steps. It just leads to nowhere, or to wherever your imagination takes you. This obviously goes onto that big hill, and if I was a kid, I would absolutely love to explore this and let my imagination run wild. This is actually a really good place to go. It's really strange, it's really narrow. I don't know what this was. Obviously the steps went somewhere. Then you have the beautiful lakes at the bottom, down there. So I'm going to explore around here and try to get some art marks and allow the land to speak to me, and just see where this takes me really. I'm really excited because, look, can you see in the distance over there, up there on that hill, up there, that's where there's a stone circle, and there's so much history. Really, really fascinating. So many places to explore. But yeah, I'm going to allow the land to speak to me and collect so many pieces of inspiration for my art. And yeah, it's, look at this here, sorry, I keep getting distracted, but look at that, beautiful. I mean, I could now actually stop and do a free drawing of that, but I feel like I just need to absorb a little bit more of this place, go for a bit more of a walk, and maybe come back to that later, but I will certainly take a photo of it anyway. Well, this is amazing. So, can you, oh my goodness, no way, no way, no way, no way. I don't know if you can see it. There. You will not believe this. So in the centre there, you can see, hopefully, the heron. And just as I looked out, I started to think about the heron. And literally, I thought, wouldn't it be good to see a heron down here? And as I thought it, one came swooping down. Absolutely love them. They really speak to me. And in fact, I learned something recently about them, which I'll share in a moment. Well, once I'm back home, I'll get all the information on it. Hang on. Yeah, sorry, there was a car coming, but for years, the heron spoke to me. Every time I saw it, it was always a time when I needed it the most, and it was like, just like God or higher consciousness just gave me that sign when I needed it the most. And then, about a year ago, I discovered something really interesting about the heron, which speaks to me now. So I will share that when I get home. So I don't want to do a poor job of trying to explain it to you, but yeah, I can't really zoom in much better with this phone without it being all wobbly. I'd need a tripod, but you can see it there. But I think there's I think there are a couple of herons around here that fly together, which is quite unusual because usually they're quite solitary. But yeah, I could just stand here all day watching that heron, but it wouldn't be a very good video for you. But just to say, I just thought it's interesting how my intuition really was tugging for me to go down here. And even though time really isn't on my side, because I've got plans tonight, and obviously it's a Christmas season, or you know, New Year and all of that, and we've been quite busy. And I have so much that I want to do, so many videos to record, so much writing to do. So I wasn't going to come down here, but I thought, no, I'll listen to my intuition. And I've come down and I've seen that heron. And yeah, now I can share the story with you about it. So I wouldn't have been able to do that had I have gone the other way. And I don't think that I would have got as much on a video if I'd have gone the way that I was going to go. In fact, there's some work going on as well, so it's quite noisy, which really settled it for me to go down this way. But I don't know if you can see, if I carry on walking, you can see the moorlands down there. Oh, if I point, right there in the distance. Right, so this road that I'm walking along now, you can see these cobbles here, which again, if I was to just stop here for a moment, I can do some free drawing of these shapes, because if you just stop and look for a moment at all the different shapes there, that's perfect for inspiration. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw some of these. I'm going to take a photo and get some of these shapes. But what I wanted to tell you about this is it was once a road. So these cobbles were probably all nice and neat at one point. And down there was a row of houses, and I believe a mill. Well, there were going to be, well, there's loads of mills around here, old mills, but obviously many of them have been taken down now. But yeah, there is now a golf course further up. But yeah, there was loads of mills in the area. So the houses, yeah, they've long gone, but apparently my friend remembers them before they were taken down. But when you see where they used to be, you think, God, it's really isolated, you know, but beautiful at the same time. But there would have been a community still. So, oh, what's that down there? Let's have a look. It's a little bird. Oh no, thought I saw something, but yeah, I'm trying not to make too much noise. But yesterday, a friend of mine went running, and you know, in a race, and he and another lady in our group, our running group, actually got sideswiped by deer. We do get a lot of deer around here. In fact, I'll show you a video from a couple of days ago on a walk where we saw some. We were really lucky because we were making quite a bit of noise.
There we go.
I feel like I'm showing you more the history of the place than anything else, but yeah, I might as well. But these beautiful stones were obviously part of a gateway. Then you can see how the wall sweeps round. Hang on, I've got to be really careful because look at what I'm walking on. It's sunk before, so I've got to be careful. I have got my walking boots on, so I'm fine, but they're not exactly waterproof. There you go. So that was a gateway. And I do believe the big house may have been up there somewhere. I'm not 100% sure, but look how beautiful this day is. Absolutely gorgeous. There's two of them. There's one behind. Okay, I'm coming up to a couple of trees here, and I thought I would just show you here that there's quite a few trees I've passed that are still got their old leaves, and it's really symbolic of not letting go of the old, holding on to the old and not making room for the new. So you've got there one holding on to the old and one that's made room for the new in spring. So I just wanted to show you this. So you can see here, beautiful wall built by people for obviously the border of their land and their houses and whatever, and we see here nature pushing through. Look how big this tree is. I've got a lovely photo of it. There's a big hole inside and on the side, and I don't know if you can see in it there. Looks like there was something inside it, growing inside it. A nest or something, or fungi, I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see how nature is just pushing through, and I really wanted to show you this. Like, you can see where the big stones, dressed stones at the top have been laid out, but how it doesn't matter where you go, which land it is you're trying to get to know, it will always reveal itself in those kind of ways where it shows you that it pushes through, you know, and it's so alive, and it doesn't matter what, like we have concrete roads and you see all the roots of trees pushing through, and you think how slowly they grow, and yet it's so strong like water, you know. Look at the roots on here, look at that. And yet we all know how difficult it is to get rid of roots like that. So strong, yet it looks beautiful and gentle and peaceful. And then, you know, you can take from that what you want. It's definitely a lesson. So many, like so much wisdom in nature that you can pick up when you go for a walk, if your eyes are open to it, you know. So it looks like the weather's turning now. It's clouding over, so I might have to head back soon and start gathering some art marks and inspiration to take back with me. Hey everyone, in the distance, just ran right across the road as I was drawing, is a pheasant, and I think I might be able to get it for you. Well, not catch it obviously, but catch it on film. Let's see. Can't believe how many things we've seen today. It's been amazing. Oh, where is it? It's definitely in here somewhere. I'm sure we'll see it. Oh my god. Oh, there it is. That was it. Oh, what a shame. Yeah. One previous time I was down here, I actually saw a couple of them. But oh well, I'll have to look back and see if I did get that on film somehow. But yeah, he'll be over there somewhere. Yeah, but I think this is where my journey ends. I'm going to head back because the weather is definitely turning. It's really clouding over. It's definitely going to rain. That, or we're going to get a mist rolling in, which we do around here. So I would have carried on, but I've seen so many things here and just keep stopping to take photos and video. I mean, look at this tree. And I'm really drawn to certain trees as well. I have already stopped and done a line drawing, but just literally before I saw that pheasant, this here, this old post, there's quite a lot of old posts around here, caught my attention. So this one here, and I don't know why, just the shape. So I really wanted to try and get a free drawing of that. Okay, here's something you don't come across every day in the woods. Let's show you. An old wind turbine. What exactly it was for, I have no idea. But I know this is where the houses were, so whether it's part of the old mill around here, I have no idea, I just don't know. But here's some of the thingies off the turbine that have obviously fallen down, so I'm not going to stand underneath it, but this makes a very, very good photo. So if you're looking at textures and colour, there's plenty on here that you can photograph. Okay, how's about this for inspiration for textures and patterns and colours and whatnot? Look at this. Look at those. So I'm no expert, I have joined a group to learn, but these have obviously decayed quite a bit, but just look at the contrast. The bark on the tree, and then you've got patterns of the fungus on here, and then it really helps to look underneath. And it's weird, but when you're identifying things like this, I don't think my camera's going to really pick it up very well at all. There you go. Oh, it's weird, isn't it? It's all the little textures and marks. And look at that green. Isn't that beautiful? Like a turquoise green, and then the contrast of greens as well. How amazing is that? So you have this here, and then the green on the moss over there. Look how long that moss is as well. Just on one tree, all these textures, incredible. Right, and just near that tree as well, show you, oh, where are they? Oh, here you go. These strange looking fungus mushrooms. So weird, aren't they? Look at that one. Ooh. But again, when you're out and about, you can see just a contrast in the colours, the reds and the browns in the leaves, and that sort of mustard colour in that fungus there. But this is all still by that big wind turbine. So just in this one spot alone, there's so much inspiration. People have walked by and probably think I'm bonkers. Oh, there's some golfers. Right, can make my way out of here. So you can see here there's this old wall. It's fallen down in places, but it's covered over in moss, but you can still see the tops of, well, the top of the wall where it was, it's not fallen apart basically. But then you see this. It's collapsed in here because look at this tree, completely fallen over. But that would have been quite some time ago, because when you look on the other side, it's got a good few years of growth there. And I can't remember what you call that. Someone did tell me from the Woodland Trust, but I've forgotten. Yeah, amazing. Right, so this is a bit unusual. I'm not really sure what it is. It's something to do with water, but it's a wall, another wall. But then you've got the top stone there. Then there's this gap here, and like a box thing, and you can hear the water running through it, but I have no idea what it is. it's like you get around here all these little remnants of the past, all these little relics, and that's one of the words that I wrote down in my free writing. Oh God, I tell you what though, that water smells. Yeah, I've just been standing in that mud bit and it's like stagnant water smell. But I'm back now to to the lake. I'm gonna see if I can see my heron down here. But it's amazing how I saw it fly down. So I just think, as amazing as they are when you see them standing on the water's edge, they're just so incredible when you see them flying through the air so gracefully, and they're enormous, just massive birds, aren't they? Really, really amazing to see. Anyway, I need to go a bit further down here, so I'm just going to pause you. Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to pause you because, let me see if I can, there he is. Look. Oh, I hope I don't scare him. Look. See how far I can push this camera. Oh, it's not going to focus much, but you can see him. Or her. There was a car coming up to get out of the way. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Oh, it's alright, he's going the other way. It's difficult to film something zoomed in when you're holding it. Look. Right, let's see if I can get a closer look without scaring him. So this is amazing because where I used to live, I yearned for all of this. I know you can't really see him very well at the moment. I'm just trying to make my way to a good spot. But I just want to say, I feel so blessed. I only have to come out here and I feel so incredibly grateful for all of this. Look, oh, he's so beautiful. Hang on, I'm really sorry. Oh, there he goes. Look. Wow. Glad we got him on film flying. Oh, so beautiful. Wow. Ooh, I was just walking back. Look at that on the tree, growing on the tree. I have no idea what that is. Some kind of fungus. Really interesting.